Uh, and I think just very warm welcome from Rotary Club of Gangtok South. And we welcome Sheetal Jhunjhunwala ma'am to the session, who is the speaker of our session on pranic healing, importance and role in boosting immunity and self-healing. I welcome all the esteemed members from our Rotary family who have joined and who would be joining little later also. So our Geeta Sapkota ma'am, Neeta Nirash ma'am, Uday Sharma sir, and faculty members who are likely to join from Sikkim University also. Faculty member Ojaswini ma'am from SRM University. Other esteemed guests of whom I am seeing the names like Geeta Krishnamurthy ma'am, Pooja Alwani ma'am, Neeta Nirash ma'am, Rotarian Manik Sharma sir, and one name I am not being able to read because on its phone is written. And I welcome the road tractors who are expected to join. For Sheetal ma'am, I would like to tell that ma'am, in Rotary family, the children who are at school level and who join our Rotary family, they are called as interactors. And the members who are at college level, they are called as road tractors. So Rotract Club of Gangtok Hills, Rotract Club of SRM University, and my family members, friends, and of course colleagues of Sheetal ma'am also, because I invited the members from Yog Vidya Pranic Healing Foundation of West Bengal also. So all the esteemed members who have given their valuable time for attending this session, Sumit ji from our club, Abhilash Kona ji, all the esteemed members who have joined for the session, we welcome you all for this valuable session. And on my part, I can say that it is a priceless knowledge and very useful. And if I say that pranic healing is a no drug, no touch healing modality that complements allopathic, homeopathic, and other traditional healing systems. So these things I have taken from Sheetal ma'am's LinkedIn site also. So I have taken this information from her site only. And now I would like to briefly introduce about the speaker, that Ms. Sheetal Jhunjhunwala is lead instructor at GMCKS Grand Master Chua Kok Sui Energy Transformers. She is Associate Certified Pranic Healing Instructor, Basic and Advanced World Pranic Healing Foundation. And about ma'am, I would say that she is an experienced director with a demonstrated progress in water, energy and waste management, environmental services industry, skilled in business development, business planning, entrepreneurship, financial modeling, management, and mergers and acquisitions. Strong professional with bachelor's degree focused in finance from University of Pennsylvania, the Wharton School. And Madam has been director of Ecamber Envirotech LLP. She has served as Director Business Development and Key National Accounts Water Health International, served as President Indian Operations. She has studied from University of Pennsylvania, the Wharton School, attained bachelor's degree in finance in 1992-94. She has also studied from University of California, Irvine, and studied economics 1991 to 92. Studied from La Martiniere for Girls School, Kolkata, and studied commerce 1981 to 91, high school and commerce. She has a volunteer experience. She is instructor and healer, World Pranic Healing Foundation, July 2004 to present, founder and president, Pen Club India, and she is managing committee member of Divi Balika Vidyalaya, Malsisar, Rajasthan, from October 2009 to present. So we are pleased and honored to welcome Ms. Sheetal Jhunjhunwala to our session of Rotary Club of Gangtok South. And ma'am, we are really pleased that you have been so kind to accept our invitation at a short notice. And we request you to kindly enrich us with your valuable knowledge. And for kind information of the August gathering, I would like to inform that I also have done 2 courses from the same foundation, that is, Pranic Healing Foundation, Yoga Vidya Pranic Healing Foundation. Both are Yog Vidya Pranic Healing Foundation of West Bengal, and Sheetal ma'am was the instructor and basic course and self-healing course, and I have found it very much useful in our day-to-day life. And with my self-experience, I can say that the knowledge which she is going to share is really priceless. And I am seeing that some of our guests have also joined. I am seeing Rotarian Diden Bhutia ji, welcome to the session. Akansha Dangia ji, K. Nagalingam ji, Prakash Sundas sir. Prakash Sundas sir had been the secretary for a long time in our club, ma'am, and one of the most active members of our club. Very supportive, very cooperative, and he has supported, developed, and established many interact clubs in Sikkim, and he has received so many prizes and recognitions also. With these words, without delaying the session further, I would like to request Sheetal ma'am to kindly start the session on pranic healing, importance and role in boosting immunity and self-healing. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome from our side. And sorry that we are not being able to offer you khata in an online session. So definitely, when the conditions become better, definitely we would like to meet you and we would like to welcome you to Sikkim. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
And please
So,
start the session, ma'am.
thank you, Dr. Sujata. Thank you for being a great organizer always. And thank you everyone for joining. Hopefully I'll get to know everyone in the course of this meeting. So I just wanted to add, since a lot of people are from Rotary, I just want to add that I also was at the Interact Club. I was an office holder in classes 11 and 12 when I was in school, about in 1991. So that's when I
Okay, ma'am.
graduated from class
Ma'am,
12.
great. No, you should
So
have told this earlier, ma'am.
it's so far back. Today, my body is 49 years old, and honestly, things that I did in school just seem so far away. But yes, so I guess we are connected in that manner also. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
going right into the topic. So I'll just share my presentations just to help us guide the process along. So what we're going to be talking about is what is pranic healing, and later on we'll take questions and you can ask, if you have anything that you wish to understand more. So pranic healing basically is the ancient science and art of using prana, which is life force, for healing and for other purposes. So what does that mean? We know that there is, for example, there is life in all of us. But if we look at this bottle, then it doesn't have life. If we look at the phone, it does a lot of things, but it still doesn't have life in it. So there is something called the life force. And what happens is that over time, our life force becomes less because of certain contaminations, because of certain things that we do, because of the food we eat sometimes. So this life force becomes less. And when this life force becomes less, then we begin to fall a little sick, okay? Or we may have certain kind of ailments. So you may be thinking, why would we have some ailments? So this is a picture of the energy body. So if you look at this one, the one that I'm kind of circling with my mouse, do you see a lot of things in the aura? So this is basically a picture of this person's aura. Okay. Now inside the aura, there are a whole lot of things. Some positive. These pictures actually are from C.W. Leadbeater. He was a great clairvoyant, and he did a lot of work in the Theosophical Society. So some of these diagrams and pictures that you see inside the aura are actually drawn by him. But anyway, so there is a lot of stuff that doesn't look good also, right? Like these red balls, this thing. So what happens is that over time we begin to collect all these things in our aura. Now, they may be our thoughts, or sometimes they may be thoughts of others. Doesn't it happen like, you go to a certain place and you're like, I don't want to go there, or like, you're just like, oh, or, you'll be like, you'll do everything possible to avoid going to that particular place, right? Aisa hota hai. Doesn't it happen? And there are certain places where if you get an invitation or somebody calls you to, Acha, do you want to go here? And you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Even if you're doing something important, you may say, yeah, okay, let's go, right? Why is it? Because that place has good energy. And when we go there, our aura absorbs that good energy and our aura wants that good energy. Why? Because the life force is higher. in those spaces. And because the life force is higher, we feel alive, we feel better, we feel good. Okay, so moving on. So there are two principles in pranic healing. One is called the principle of self recovery, and the second one is called the principle of life force. So the principle of self recovery basically says that the body knows how to heal itself. So if we get like a small scratch or something, what happens? The body heals itself. If we give the body enough rest, even if we have a headache or fever, the body heals itself usually, right? Sometimes the body is not able to heal itself. That is because the level of prana that is required is no longer there. So what we do with pranic healing essentially is that we remove, some of the stuff that has collected that is no longer required. It could be dirty energy, it could be diseased energy, it could be negative emotions, it could be negative thoughts. All of these things combined are removed through the pranic healing process, and fresh energy is put into the body. Just like in medical science, for example, the doctor doesn't give us health. The doctor takes away disease and enables the body to heal itself. So pranic healing works on similar principles. And if somebody has a severe ailment, then we always recommend that the person should see a medical doctor, because pranic healing is complementary to medical science. So you need to take your medicines. So I've had clients who have been cured of, let's say, asthma, hypertension, diabetes, things like that, which technically they say that you can't really heal it. You can't really cure it. It's just something that you have to live with, and you can manage it. But a couple of my clients and me myself, I've been healed of asthma completely. So what happens is that the medicines give the body the physical support, the raw materials, the medicine actually helps to manage the physical body, and the pranic healing helps to build the energy body. So as the energy body becomes healthier, that's how the body recovers. Okay. So, I've been talking about prana for some time. Now, would you like to know what is prana? Yes. Would you like to feel a little bit? Okay, so let's do a short experiment. Let's rub our hands together. Press the center of your palm. Press your fingertips. Now let's keep our hand like this in front of us. Okay, connect the tongue, the tip of the tongue to the palate, to the roof of the mouth. And inhale slowly. And exhale slowly. Please do the experiment. Inhale slowly. And exhale slowly. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. Now slowly move your hands away from each other. Now, as you move your hands away, do you feel like a certain pull between the two hands? Do you feel that there's something there? If you don't, it's fine. I mean, it's okay. And then let's move our hands close together. So continue inhaling and exhaling slowly. When you move your hands together, do you feel something? How many of us feel a little warm? Okay. How many of us feel a little cool? How many of us feel like a tingling sensation, like there's something in there? Yeah. Okay. So that basically is prana. And that is, at this point, I would say that is our own energy. So this is the prana that is used to heal ourselves as well as to heal others. So when we do, other workshops, like we have self pranic healing next week, where we learn how to heal ourselves, and we have other workshops where you can also learn to heal other people and other things. So this is what the experiment that we did, and this is what the hand looks like. So this is the hand chakra. This hand chakra is capable of projecting energy. So this is what puts fresh energy into our body when we need it. Now, if you look at this particular diagram, it's basically showing us the aura around the body. So if you look at this person's aura, so this picture actually is taken through what is called a GDV camera. A GDV camera is something that takes pictures of energy. So this was invented by a Russian scientist, and there are many versions of this available now in the world. So this picture, if you can see that there are some gaps here. I'm just moving my mouse so you can see. So you can see the gaps here. And then after healing, the aura is secure. So basically what happens is that if our aura begins to have holes in it, so this person most probably has problems related to the throat, like a thyroid problem or perhaps a diabetes which is affecting the throat. So basically what happens is that the energy in those areas becomes less, and because the energy is less, the body begins to fall a little sick, hopefully not a lot sick, but a little sick. Of course, with people who are very sick, you find that there are many more gaps in the aura. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll just show you a short video clip on how pranic healing works, and let's just watch that, and then we'll just do some question answers after that if you have, because I think it's just more fun if we have question answers rather than just one person, talking. Okay, so here's the video.
If the energy body is healthy, the
One sec. Okay, can you see it?
if the energy body is healthy,
Can you see it?
the physical body will be healthy.
We can see.
It is extremely important to keep the energy body healthy. Any disease or physical discomfort in any part of the body. Say, for example, in this case, of the pain in the knee joint. It is observed that the energy body of the knee area is disturbed. That is not normal. Pranic healing, when this diseased energy is removed and replaced with fresh energy, the person suffering from discomfort finds relief and is healed. This may happen in one session, or it may take a few sessions, depending on the severity of the ailment. Pranic healing, we remove this disease energy from the affected area. This process is called cleansing. When the affected area is relatively clean, then we infuse fresh cosmic energy in this area. This process is called energizing. Two basic principles are the very foundation of pranic healing.
So that was a short video on what pranic healing is. So we basically remove the dirty disease energy, the gray stuff, and we put in fresh energy, which allows that area to heal. Now, couple of things that I would also like to add is that sometimes our ailments are related to our relationships, in the sense that, if we have relationships that are not all positive, of course, it's difficult to have all positive relationships, but some are just really toxic and we don't know how to solve the problem. So again, pranic healing helps with that also. We have the Twin Hearts meditation, which helps us to basically, I would say, kind of take a spiritual shower. Like, whenever you take a bath, I know it's very cold in Sikkim, but when you take a bath, you feel cold, but you also feel fresh, right? So similarly, it's like taking a spiritual shower, a shower of energy, which basically cleanses away a lot of the stuff that could cause us to feel unwell. And we also have techniques which help us with healing, in the sense that healing of our finances. Because in pranic healing, we're a spiritual school, that is correct, but we also have what we call a material aspect. Because as long as we are alive, we have this physical body. It has to be taken care of, right? If I don't have food to eat and I don't have clothes to wear, then it's just, that's not the kind of school we are. Let's just put it that way. We are a modern school, which means that we have to balance spirituality and material stuff. So we also have workshops where you can learn how to create wealth. Now, the purpose, of course, of creating wealth is to have enough time and to have enough, so that you have enough comfort, so that then you can look at other purposes in life, serving the world and serving the planet. Okay, so that is, in short, is what I wanted to say. Our goal is one pranic healer per family. That's because if there's one pranic healer in every family, then all families are taken care of. Okay, so so now I think we'll move to question and answers, if that's okay. And then maybe we'll do a really short meditation on twin hearts, just to give you an experience of what it is. So if there's any questions, you can unmute and ask, or you can just type it in the chat box and I'll just read it and answer. Okay.
Ma'am, we would be grateful if you could tell the audience about the different colors which are used in pranic healing, and just the three basic steps. I think that you may not be able to demonstrate them, but just the basic steps like this cleansing and energizing and this stabilizing, such kind of steps are used, and we use different colors for energizing on those aspects also. I think it would be great, ma'am, if you could enrich our audience.
Sure, Dr. Sujata. So in pranic healing, we have a couple of techniques, as we already saw in the video. The idea is to first cleanse. I believe that some people in the group have done other energy sciences, so just want to connect to that also. So what we do is we remove the dirty energy, we put in fresh energy. And as Dr. Sujata said, we also use colored energy. So the idea of using colored energy is like going to a specialist, right? If we have a, like a severe ailment, let's say, for example, if someone has a heart problem, then they're going to go to a cardiologist. If you have a lung problem, you're going to go to a pulmonologist. If you have a urinary problem, then you'll go to a urologist, gynecologist, etc. So you go from your GP, your general physician who takes care of everything. That's the first person you go to. And then from there, you go to a specialist. So similarly, in advanced pranic healing, also we have the concept of colored energy, which really speeds up the rate of healing. And it's also like going to a specialist. So I've seen that it really helps. I mean, in my case, like I was saying, from the age of 8, I had asthma, and around the age of 36, it was almost completely gone. Currently, I'm not taking any medications on a regular basis. My body is now 49 years old, and so there's all those concepts. Then of course we also have techniques where you can reverse aging, and there are also techniques where you can stop aging. So these are a couple of things that we do, and the reason for the motivation for reversing aging may be different for different people, and that's completely okay. Okay, so if you want to reverse aging because you just want to look good, that's also fine. And if you want to reverse aging so that your body is healthy and you can do more things and you can do more service, that's also fine. It's just, we in that sense, I would say, are a school where we want people to just do what they want to do. All we want to do is to help you do better, faster, and more energetically, whatever is it that you do. Okay, so in that sense, I would say, we're just more of a, help you speed up your life, help you. And again, the other thing that I would like to also add is that pranic healing is not something where, it's like, I said so, and therefore you're going to do it. It's not like that. There is a lot of process of validation. So when we even teach, we ask you to observe, to validate whether what you are learning is actually working. So it's not like, I'm doing it because Sheetal said so, or I'm doing it because even the guru, like he would allow people to ask questions when he was in the body. You could have a discussion with him. If you said that, this doesn't work, or I don't believe in this, he would not say get out. He would just be like, he would try to explain, and then if you still didn't agree, that's completely okay. Okay, so I think Ojaswani has a question. Please go ahead.
Atma Namaste, Sheetal ma'am, and everybody. So I am into this pranic healing from around 8 years. So I know it is difficult to explain everything in such a short period of time, but as I can see very new young faces, so I strongly believe in writing of the wishes and how do we materialize it, because as you said, I strongly believe that It is not only about spiritual path, it is also about the modern school wherein we talk about spirituality and of course the materialistic things that every human desire. So what I want to request is if you can tell the basic principle of writing the wishes, that will be really grateful, because I personally have experienced how my life has changed after writing all those wishes. So,
Okay.
it is something great, wonderful, which maybe in some short tips, if we can give to our audience, it will be great.
Sure. So, writing wishes. So, of course, we have a very beautiful and powerful and effective process of writing wishes, and that workshop is called the Kriya Shakti workshop. But that is something that we will come to later. In the meantime, I would just say, in general, like this is not just pranic healing, but even in general, you'll find that if you just write down your targets, then it just makes it easier. I think what happens is that once we write down our targets, there are so many more books on that, like on manifestation, on materialization. So when we write something down, it's kind of like we move it from the energy world, we kind of start moving it into the physical world. So the way I understand this stuff is that when we write it down, we've kind of created a channel from it's like from the energy world to this piece of paper where we've written down the wishes. And now as we meditate and we do something called blessing of our wishes, we are actually energizing and putting energy into that wish. And when we do that, guess what? It materializes much faster than it would otherwise. So I think let's do that. So if you have a wish, let's just be aware of the wish. Okay, let's just close our eyes. We'll do a very short twin hearts meditation. This is not the long one. For that, you can join our 4 p.m. sessions, Tuesday to Saturday, India Standard Time. But for now, let's just do a really quick one just to give you an experience. So just close your eyes, connect the tongue to the palate. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly, inhale slowly, exhale slowly, inhale and exhale. Now let's be aware of our crown chakra, which is on top of our head, and our heart chakra. Let's raise our hands like this. You can open your eyes and look if you want to, in blessing position. Let's visualize the earth like a little ball, like so big in front of us. And now let's be aware of the crown, let's be aware of the heart, and let's bless Mother Earth. Everyone we know is on Mother Earth. Mother Earth gives us food, clothing, and shelter. So, what we're going to do is we're going to use the law of karma. We're going to bless the earth and create a channel for Mother Earth to give us whatever it is that we want. Okay, so be aware of the crown, be aware of the heart. Let's bless the earth with lots of love, with lots of harmony. Let's try to change the emotions, the negative emotions, into positive emotions. So we'll use parts of the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Feel the energy flowing out of your hands. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Inhale and exhale. Feel the energy coming out of your hands. We are blessing Mother Earth. Now I'm going to chant Om 3 times. Please listen. Om, Om, Om. Let's bless Mother Earth again. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. And let's visualize that there are roots coming out from the base of our feet, going down, down deep into Mother Earth and rooting us to Mother Earth, grounding us to Mother Earth. Let's be grateful for the energy that we have received. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Gently open your eyes. So this was a very, very short version of the Twin Hearts meditation. So would anyone like to share anything? You can unmute yourself if you want to. Or if you're just enjoying the bliss, then that's also okay.
I have a question, madam.
Yes.
Uh,
Neetaji.
can this be pranic healing be considered as substitute for surgery sometimes? Like you said that you showed knee pain was, problem was healed. So
Yes.
can it be taken that way?
See, we don't, pranic healers don't interfere with medical advice. So
Oh,
that's one thing to keep in mind.
yes.
What we do is that in case someone has to go through like a major surgery, then we can prepare the body so that we can minimize hemorrhage, we can minimize infections, and we can speed up the recovery. That is in a situation where the doctor says that surgery is required. It could be a heart attack, it could be any other kind of, medical emergency, it could be an appendix that's going to burst, it could be any of these things. But if the doctor says that you have time and that the surgery can be delayed, let's say for 3 months or 6 months, then you can take pranic healing and see to what extent the problem gets solved. So I have seen problems getting solved where the surgery is no longer required,
Yeah.
including there was one of my colleague who was working on someone who's I don't remember, the arm or the leg was to be amputated, and after about some period of healing, the doctor said you don't have to amputate the arm because it's no longer infected. I don't remember whether it was arm or leg, but it
So
was it
good.
was one of those. So it can be done, but we don't interfere with medical advice. So the
Okay.
fact that the arm will not be or the leg will not be amputated is a decision that the doctor will take, not the healer. So
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
yeah, and
Ma'am, yeah, Sheetal ma'am, I would like to request you just to tell the audience about importance of salt water in pranic healing, madam, and something regarding distant healing, because I or you sitting there can heal a person at some other place also, which is the very big beauty of pranic healing. So, and you are already energy transformer, so I think that please tell our audience, because if anyone needs any healing in that case also, they can approach you,
sure,
not
sure.
only for learning purpose, but if at any point of time they need some healing for themselves or any of their family members, because in pranic healing you have psychotherapy also, you have advanced healing also, you have achieving oneness with higher soul, and you have body sculpting part also. So all the aspects of life they are covered. There are, I think, 18 to 20 courses available with World Pranic Healing Foundation or Yoga Vidya Pranic Healing Foundation of West Bengal. So what is the importance of salt water in pranic healing, ma'am, and something about distant healing, because that is the distant healing is major beauty of pranic healing, because in some other systems uh, thing is there, but in that touch therapy is there. It is basically a no touch therapy, that is the major part. And in some of the sessions I had heard that the pranic healing instructors, they were not infected with COVID even upon traveling the whole country. So this is a very powerful and a very magnificent thing. I think I have done something wrong by keeping the time just 1 hour. I think I should, even if I keep it for 4 hours, ma'am, it will not be completed. So just please tell that how salt water works, what is its importance, and why distant, how something in short that we do, how we can do this distant healing also if we learn the course.
Okay. So salt bath is salt water basically is something that we use in pranic healing. The idea is that the salt basically disintegrates the negative energy. And so it really works. Something you can do is called, taking a salt bath. So we have a YouTube channel. As Dr. Sujata, just as she said, there's so many things to talk about that 1 hour is less. So what we've done is we have a YouTube channel. It's called Sheetal Jhunjhunwala, which is my name. And what we do in that is that we have covered a lot of topics. So if you like, you can just search for, how to take a salt bath and my name, and you'll get a video which will explain how it's done. But essentially, the point is that it helps to disintegrate any negative energy. If you like, you can take a bath with salt. Whenever you take a bath, you just wash yourself with normal soap and water, and then you just apply salt everywhere on your body, especially where it pains. Of course, don't apply it if you have like a wound or it's bleeding. Don't apply it there, but everywhere else you can apply it. And you may find that this really helps to cut down the normal life stress, or if you have pains and aches in your body, you may find that they become lighter. Okay, so that's one. And of course, this is something that has to be done every day for the rest of your life or whenever you take a bath. The other thing that Dr. Sujata mentioned is distant healing. So distant healing is something that is done when, let's say I'm sitting here in the center. This, by the way, is a picture of our center. The client is sitting, let's say, in the US or the United Kingdom or anywhere else in the country, in India. And we are basically sending healing to them from here to wherever they are. So one beauty of distant pranic healing, once you learn it, is that you can actually heal anybody, right? So for those of us who have family in different places and, we are concerned about their health, especially if it's a child who says, mommy, I'm not feeling well, or daddy, I'm feeling sick. Then rather than worry about it and wonder whether the school authorities are taking care of him properly, which they will, I'm sure, you can also apply pranic healing, for things like vomiting, for things like fever, for things like loose bowel movement, headaches, all these things. Pranic healing is very, very effective. Like a short session of 15-20 minutes, you can actually heal the person completely. So just something to keep in mind if you're concerned about family members in other places. Of course, if they have a chronic ailment like arthritis or asthma or anything else of that sort, then it's going to take a little bit longer. One session may not be enough. Okay. And the other thing that I guess Dr. Sujata wants me to cover is all the various workshops that we have. So we also have workshops on pranic psychotherapy. What that means is that we take care of psychological ailments, things like depression, dyslexia, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, smoking addiction, anger problems, violence problems. All these issues are basically caused again by types of energy that are in the energy body. And through pranic healing, these can be removed and the person can be healed very fast. So this is just something for you to also keep in mind. Of course, we have one online workshop happening soon, which is next week. That's 2 hours per day. It's called the Self Pranic Healing Workshop. The idea is to give us an introduction to pranic healing so that we know what pranic healing is and we can do it for ourselves. Okay. I think somebody had a question. Does that answer the question, Dr. Sujata, or did you want me to cover something else also?
Yeah, ma'am. Answer has been covered, ma'am. And just what Sheetal ma'am has told that in pranic healing, we don't say like this that pranic healing is just substitute to some medication. It is not like this. Then one somebody may say that why we should go for pranic healing. The reason is this that if I am taking even some medicine, but if it is accompanied or complemented by pranic healing, if I had to get well within 2 months, I may be able to get well within 7 days, within 10 days, within 15 days. So it will be much faster for me. And it is some kind of experience that if we do itself, then we will be able to feel and realize. It is little difficult to explain it in words. And for kind information of our audience, Sheetal ma'am's this thing contact number and her email I have shared with our esteemed participants. I have personally noted the names of also the participants. So the contact details will be shared. And ma'am, I think it would be grateful if you could also share that link regarding your coming workshop. So if anyone would be interested, or else I can share it later also. So, uh, yeah, ma'am, there are a number of things in pranic healing. I think 1 hour time is too less, but my aim was like this, to be in touch with you, and we are not going to leave you. So it was just a kind of this introductory session kind of thing, because there are a number of things, and Sheetal ma'am has her YouTube channel, and with name Sheetal Jhunjhunwala, and the topics which she covers, they are really great. They have a meditation session 4 to 5 p.m. which is offered free of cost by Yog Vidya Pranic Healing Foundation of West Bengal, and by Sheetal ma'am and her colleagues. So if any of us, any of our family members, they are willing to join that meditation, the kind of meditation they are offering is prosperity healing these days, and they offer this archangel meditation on Friday, and twin hearts meditation also. So it would be great if we could just take 1 hour time on some day. I will be sharing the link with the participants and with others also. It may be shared with our family and friends, and with giving just half an hour to 1 hour time, definitely, even if no any person is not knowing much about pranic healing, I am very sure, can say with very surety that definitely they will feel unstressed, they will feel too much relaxed after meditation. And if they practice it, or if they are connected with this, definitely their energy level is going to be very, very high, and they would be able to maintain a very much positive attitude, and they would be very much able to work better than before. These things nobody has told me. I have experienced it, and I am just sharing with the audience. And it is something like a miracle. It is something something like magical. So if we do it by ourselves, then definitely we have a great experience. So I think I would request from the audience, if any of the esteemed participants, they have any further queries, because of the reason to give more time to the participants, Sheetal ma'am took the meditation session in a short mode, because normally they have meditation which is quite a little longer, because there are some exercises which have to be performed before the meditation and after the meditation. The reason is this, that our body is more receptive to absorb that spiritual energy. And as I have heard Shital ma'am saying several times that spirituality is part of life, so I am just repeating her sentence here itself, that it is part of life and nothing different from it. So I would just wait for a few seconds to wait that if any of the participants have any questions, they can ask to the speaker. Else, we would like to conclude with the formal vote of thanks. Or if Sheetal ma'am is willing to tell anything else, she can tell. And from the participant side, I request, if you have any queries, anything to ask regarding any course, anything to ma'am, please ask. I will wait for a few seconds. Yeah, ma'am. Geeta ma'am is asking some question. Ma'am is asking that could you please enlighten us about duration of medication daily, and what are the process? I think ma'am is willing to write about meditation,
Okay. So
because medication. Yeah, yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
So in pranic healing, I would say in terms of what we offer, we basically have, I would say, three things. If I were to just summarize, there is meditation. There is something called Learn Pranic Healing, which basically means you attend the workshops and you learn how to do pranic healing. And the third thing, as Dr. Sujata mentioned, is to take pranic healing from a professional healer. So if somebody has a very chronic ailment, or has a has a very what should I say, a problem that they would like to get solved. So there's meditation, there's learn pranic healing, and there's take pranic healing from a professional. Now, for the meditation, the process is basically that you join our WhatsApp group. The reason for this is because the timing and the reminders are all posted on our WhatsApp group. So the number is the same as this one over here. I've just put it on the screen. Just for your information, the picture that I've put up is actually a picture of the GMCKS Arhatik Yoga Ashram, which is near Pune. And this nice field that you see, that's where we do our exercises. And if you look here, that's a nice big tree next to which we sit and write our wishes. Because there's also something called tree prana, and we absorb tree prana by sitting over there. That's where a lot of people write their wishes also. So going back to the meditation session starts at 4 o'clock sharp. We have a short talk sometimes. Right now we are having the prosperity series. Previously we had a couple of sessions on body sculpting, knee pains, headaches, asthma, addictions. We also have a couple of other sessions on what's called character building. Character building basically is something by which as we grow up, we hear things like honesty is the best policy. Then we hear that ahimsa is the most important thing. Then we hear that, hard work is the most important thing. Now, for me personally, growing up, I heard all these three things, and I used to be like, how can all three of them be equally important, or which one is more important? And the beauty of this particular school, I would say, is this process called character building, where you basically are building, we're building our character. And the way it's done is that step by step, it is explained to us which one is first, which one is second, which one is third. And there are five virtues. So actually, we also have a series called Character Building on YouTube. And and of course, when we go to Arhatik Yoga, then we practice very deep levels of character building. So the idea is that we build our character slowly, we raise the awareness, we begin to understand which things to follow, which not to follow. And because we learn something called scanning, which is a process by which we can basically understand the quality of energy, we can understand the quantity of energy. What that does is that it helps us to validate for ourselves. So suppose I do the meditation, okay, and suppose I do some chanting, which also, by the way, we do chanting also. So that there are different things that you could do. So once we do this, we can just check our own aura as to how is our aura before we did the meditation or before we did the healing, and how is the aura after we did the healing. And these are techniques that we teach in the workshop itself. So what happens is that rather than believe somebody else or believe the instructor or believe anybody else, actually, you just kind of check for yourself whether what you did made a difference or not. So this is something that I have some practical applications, such as, which book to read, which movie to watch, which play to go to. I mean, there's so many more fun applications. Like sometimes, we go to the store and, there is 5, 6, suits that we want to buy and we can't decide which one. So what I do is that I scan the energy of the suits for myself, of course, because, one thing that's good for me may not be good for somebody else. So I just use the process of scanning for, fun things like that. So not everything is serious, not everything is health. There's also other things, and, we can enjoy ourselves with energy, with the exploration, with the curiosity, and just, use it for different applications. So it's fun. I guess the most important thing I would like to say is that it's a lot of fun when you use this. Okay. So yeah, the meditation session is Tuesday to Saturday, 4 o'clock India Standard Time. A group of experienced healers, including myself, we also do something called mass healing for everybody. So mass healing is basically when we heal the entire group that is present, and we usually choose a topic. So right now, like I said, we are working on prosperity, and we choose different things to work on. The idea is to help as many people and to cover as much as possible. And also our private pranic healing sessions are available. So I hope you found this interesting, and it's a fascinating area. There is a lot to learn. What I will just like to add as my closing comment is that most of us have a phone, right? Everyone has a phone. Most of us do have a phone. Now, when we press the green button on our phone, we can talk to somebody, right? And when we press the red button on the phone, the call gets disconnected, right? You know how to do that. Nobody has to tell you how to do that. You know it. Now, if you want to know how the phone works, then you have to learn electrical engineering, which is at least 4 years college, right? Okay. So what I'm basically trying to say is that when we do these 2-day workshops or these 1-day workshops or these 2-hour workshops in pranic healing, what we are basically teaching you is the technique, how to do it. You press the green button, the light comes on. So you do the pranic healing process, the person feels better. Or it's also like turning on a switch. So if you press the switch, the light comes on. You may not know anything about the circuitry, the bulb, the mercury in the bulb, or the LED light, the CFL, the electrical system, how electricity is generated. You don't need to know all of that. What you know is press the switch and the light comes on. So that's kind of what we teach in the workshops. But if you want to know, more in detail how pranic healing works, what is the energy science, then there are thousands of books on it. And you can read any of them or all of them and deepen your understanding of energy and healing. So that's what I wanted to say as a closing comment. So we have meditation, we have learn pranic healing, and we have take pranic healing. Dr. Sujata, over to you.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. So I hope if anyone has any questions, uh, they can just quickly type or ask by unmuting themselves. Else, I would like to close the session with formal vote of thanks. So I think just 1 or 2 seconds I will wait. And okay, no issues. If anyone would be willing to ask anything regarding the session or anything beyond this regarding the courses and other things, they are free to interact with ma'am. I have written her email ID and contact number. And I request participants if they could just note. If not, I have noted the names of all the participants, so I will send the details to them. And with this, I would like to propose the formal vote of thanks from our side. So Rotary Club of Gangtok South is very much grateful and thankful to Sheetal Janjunwala ma'am for kindly accepting our invitation and delivering the brief session on pranic healing, its importance and role in boosting immunity and self-healing. And we are very much grateful to our president, sir, Rotarian Gopal Basnet, sir. He had joined, but I think that at his place some connectivity issues are usually there. So right now he is not there. I think he might be having some connectivity problem. Our immediate past president, Geeta Sapkota ma'am, our senior member from Rotary, Rotarian Uday Sharma sir, from I will just name because I have noted down the names, and as number of participants was not too high, so I can thank by their names for giving their valuable time. Sumit ji from our club, my friend Madhu, Neeta Nirash ma'am, friend Ojaswini ji from SRM University, Pooja Alwani ji, Geeta Krishnamurti ji, Rotarian Manik Sharma sir, and one name I am not being able to read because it is written with mobile number. Abhilash Kona ji, Prakash Sundas sir, uh, Rotarian Diten Bhutia sir, Rotractor Pintu Sharma ji, President Rotary Club of Gangtok Hills, Bhaskar M ji, Momita Chaudhary ji, K Nagalingam ji, and Rotarian Nim Sharing Bhujel ji from RAC Gangtok Hills, Suraj Prasad ji, Shankar ji, and Rotarian Roshan Sharma ji, Protractor Roshan Sharma ji from RAC Gangtok Hills, Kamleshwar ji, and PDIR President Protractor Devesh Agrawal ji, Protractor Rosila RAC Gangtok Hills, Kirti Shinoy ji, and everyone. If even if I have left anyone, I may kindly be forgiven. And many thanks to our AG, Assistant Governor Prakash Mundra sir, and other esteemed officials from our district for circulating the information. And I think that I am seeing one more name, Pratima Patil ji. I apologize for circulating the information on a very short notice. And I kept the session short because I thought that let it be just an introductory kind of session, and we will be in touch, ma'am. Definitely, whatever things you are doing a great service to humanity by offering this meditation, and even by doing the distant healing and healing of many people who are in pain, who are suffering from various ailments at various places in the country and abroad. And thank you so much for enriching us with your great knowledge. We are very much grateful to you, ma'am. And thank you so much, and thank you all. With this, the session was or hosted by main host is our Sheetal ma'am only. So I would like ma'am to kindly close the end the meeting from her side. So Atma Namaste, which we say in Pranic Healing. And thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us. And thank you all. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sujata, for organizing. Just wanted to add that, we are all expecting a third wave of COVID. And in pranic healing, we teach techniques by which you can strengthen your immune system. So I would highly encourage everyone to at least learn self pranic healing so that you can heal yourself and you can strengthen your immunity. This is a really important thing because as we know that, the waves are coming one after the other, and really not much is known about what's going to happen next. So just for ourselves, for the sake of our families, join with your friends and family, and let's have at least one pranic healer per family so we can all take care of our families. Okay. So with that, I'd like to end. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. Really grateful. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you. Thank you for joining us in our meditation. It will be nice to have you there. And that's it. Thank you so much.